Monday. 2 Mondays in a row.
What?
Holy cow. 2's a row?
That's 2 in a row. Not a pattern.
No, not a pattern, but still 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Almost. Awesome. It's a coincidence right now.
Yeah. The next week it'll be a row. It'll be a pattern.
I think 3 is a pattern. I'm not sure. Something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, regardless, yeah, 2 Mondays in a row.
Sweet.
So good morning.
Hopefully
and what a weekend it was, man. What a phenomenal. Gosh, yesterday was crazy. Doors and windows open and outside, and God, it was awesome. I want to know how many people got hit by the spring bug. I mean, really, really got bitten hard.
Oh, right in the face.
Yeah, did a ton of spring cleaning the garage.
Yep. Getting the yard all ready to go, sitting on the deck. Yeah, I know. It's like, and then 2 days later, we potentially can have a little bit of freezing rain, whatever. But we're whatever. We're down. We're almost there.
It's so close. It's right around the corner, right? I'm almost there where I wanted. I didn't get the patio furniture out yet because I don't want it to get snowed on. If it does, which is silly because it could just rain on it too. But I was real close to dragging it out. But I will say, yeah. Otherwise, windows open. Lots of frisbee playing with Jack. In and out of the house, deep cleaning, shaking out rugs, all that good shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great. Sitting outside with the cats. And Addie, I swear to God, I said last year that I wasn't going to allow Addie outside anymore because it makes me too nervous that she's going to take off. She did again yesterday, but she didn't leave. It didn't go anywhere. Went in the house. She had to poop, apparently, like emergency. But she was just gone. And we're looking. I'm under the deck thinking, oh, my gosh, she ran again. And no, she's just down pooping.
It looks so weird because you're looking off to your right.
Yeah.
I just realized that. I'm like, why is he looking over there? That's
you're
why.
Down there.
Because the camera's over, or the screen's right over there. I got it. Okay.
Yeah,
no, I know it does. When the cats disappear on you, and it happened not that long ago because the garage door got left open and the outside garage door was open. So the door to the garage, we were bringing stuff in. And I'm like, all of a sudden, and I looked out in the garage and there was Bella walking around in the garage. And the garage to the outside was open. I was like, okay, where's Dexter? And he won't come. I swear those cats are both deaf. Neither one of them even looks twice if there's a loud noise, right? So I'm like freaking out. And finally, there he was. He came climbing out from underneath or wherever he was hiding out. Speaking of which, huge news. Dexter now lets me pet him. Wow. Hesitantly, but he lets me pet him. He doesn't run. And I actually picked him up 2 times this weekend and he let me hold him.
That is breaking news.
2.5 years.
Wow. Sometimes just takes time. Yep.
Who knew I had that kind of patience?
That's right. Seriously, that's the truth. Is Dexter a boy or girl?
Dexter's a boy.
Okay. That's the longest you've chased after a man ever.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Yeah.
I gave him way enough.
He has no clue the gift he got.
Oh no. Yeah. No. But he did. He let me pick him up. And he kind of he didn't purr, but he didn't struggle at all. And he kind of relaxed. And I was like, whoa.
Purr, but he didn't struggle. That's a win. That's just kind of like back when you were dating, I'm sure. He didn't struggle.
He didn't struggle. It must be a good thing.
It must be good. Fine.
He's fine. He liked it, I'm sure. So it was, so that was a huge, he's taken to, I have add-ins that I put in Jack's dry food, and Dexter loves them. So I have to separate them because Jack, of course, will not defend his food to the cat.
Yeah.
And so when the cat comes near, Jack just backs up and sits down and watches the cat eat his food. Like, I don't know what to do. And he'll look at me like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh my God, you're a German Shepherd.
Right. You could eat them in one.
So anyway, yeah. So I've been having to separate the two. So Jack's been, thankfully with the nice weather, he's been able to have some picnics. So he's been eating out on the patio. So he can eat his food. But anyway, so that was a huge win with Dexter, and
we have you have breaking cat news. We have more breaking squirrel news. I like squirrels.
Open. Where's my Dexter open? God damn it.
We need to let's get at that. Now that you've created this the bridge with a holding, we need a Dexter open.
He's probably going to get needy now. I may have created a monster.
That's what always happens. You get one dude, he doesn't struggle when you hold him, and now he's needy. Yep.
Yep, right
Yeah.
there. All right, so it's
So
breaking squirrel news.
in our, I haven't posted it yet, but I'll send it over and we'll post it in our Facebook, our Pat and JT private Facebook group, which is free to join and easy. It's so squirrel news. We are out shopping Friday evening. I believe it was Friday evening. Yeah, it was, yeah, or maybe it was Saturday. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We were out shopping and we were at Home Goods, getting ready to pull into Home Goods, and we have the Ring doorbell on our back door, and it's set so it the front door does one thing and the back door does another, so we know which is which. Well, we never get ding dings or whatever on the back door
Mm-mm.
ever, and so we get one. That's like, what? What's going on? I thought intruder. She thought squirrel. She was right.
Mhm.
And there's a video. It's 30 seconds of the squirrel jumps up on the arm and looks in the ring like she thinks it's because it looks like a squirrel eye. I don't know. She looked in there and then ran around, jumped up on the corn thing, jumped up on the table, and boop, and hopped down. And we left shopping because she even said like a half hour before, BB is this one's name. She felt bad because she didn't put corn out for BB. And then
Mm,
so instantly we bolted, left, and ran home so she can get out there and talk to BB and give him corn.
right, because he'll probably
Right.
just move. He'll move on. No more food, he's done with you.
That's
He's just totally using you.
it. That's
You
it.
remember when I first moved into this house, the people that lived here before had squirrels, and they and one thing they really liked is saltine crackers. They love saltine crackers, which of course probably not a good idea to feed them. You're supposed to feed them unsalted nuts, like circus nuts. But saltine crackers every once in a while, though, I think it was fine. She left one or two out for them, but they got to the point where they would come to the door and tap on the door,
That's,
and
oh
they
my
would,
God, that's the best dream.
and she would open. So when I first moved in, I would have squirrels on the back railing, and my back porch isn't great big, and they'd be on the railing looking in the kitchen window, just peeking around the corner, looking in the window. And I'm like, and the cats were losing their minds. And so they now have moved out and they're all safe. Nobody got killed by any dogs or anything like that, but they didn't have any predators in their backyards because they didn't have any dogs. And
Right.
so it was like squirrel heaven
Oh my
back
God.
here.
That,
Once they
that's
find
best.
out, they tell their friends.
Oh, I know it's gonna be lit. And
Hmm.
I think BB I have to do teat check every day. Anytime BB's up there eating, I have to see if her teats are in or whatever to see if she's had babies yet. Because
Oh,
yeah, because
you,
she's getting, I think, a little bit bigger. She's eating for 6 now.
you think you think she's pregnant, or do you think she's just? Are you feeding her corn?
Mhm.
Because corn will plump them up faster.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We feed them corn and then almonds and then and I get that like and crackers and bread. I get it. It's probably not the best for squirrels, but
They eat anything. They eat
right.
what they find in the ditch.
Right, that's exactly my point. It's
Yeah.
like they first of all, they live about 18 months and they eat off of they lick their own butts and they eat stuff out of the ditch. So
Oh my
like an occasional saltine cracker isn't going to ruin the day.
Let me see here. Squirrel life expectancy. Did you look that up already?
No.
Average lifespan of a squirrel is 6 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 20 years in captivity, out in the wild about 6 to 10.
Okay. Oh, I had no clue. I thought they were like
So, you may have
shoot
taken
bugs.
on quite a responsibility.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to be
They
yeah.
probably will lose all their abilities of foraging and depend totally on you for food.
Oh, if Beth's
And
dreams come true, they will.
like don't feed the bears because then they forget how to. They want's a picnic basket.
Mhm. But she is smart about it because she doesn't want she's torn because she loves
Mhm.
squirrels. They're the cutest thing. She wants to do this between their like finger, like their ears and pet them.
Mhm.
But then she also knows that not everybody's friendly to squirrels, so she doesn't want them to like humans too much because she doesn't want to go to the up to the wrong person or whatever,
Mhm.
get into a bad situation. So she is very practical when it comes to that.
I gotta find. There's an account I follow on TikTok, and he's got a little squirrel. I think his name is Bob, and the squirrel's name. And the squirrel comes in the house every once in a while, but he raised him from a baby, and then he let the squirrel go. So he lives in the backyard now.
Oh, I've
But he
seen that.
come every once in a while. He comes into the house and sits
Yeah,
on the armchair,
super
and
cute.
he rubs his tummy, and the squirrel just came in to say hi. I think his name's Bob. I'll check that out.
There's another guy that has a squirrel that he raised from a baby, and this squirrel's in the house all the time like a cat, and he
Mm,
has a cat also, and him and the squirrel and the cat sleep in the same
they're
bed.
fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
And
he shows the not so fun side of having a squirrel that it's really hard. They you get litter trained eventually, but they
mhm.
don't have as much control as cats do, and he said every once in a while, then there'll be a little squirrel pee on the floor.
Ugh, yes.
So, I don't know.
Well, good with the bad.
Yeah. Right? Right? Good with the bad. So, yeah, go look at that video because it's I mean, it is pretty cute. BB's pretty cute.
All right, so I got science news for you.
Okay.
Not dinosaur news, but it's the closest I could get. Saw this weekend that the scientists think they found another Earth, possibly.
Sweet.
And this just came out actually last month, but I just saw it recirculating. I was like, "Get out! What are they talking about?" And apparently, one of their cameras out there was able to, and it's in an area way, way, way far away. I don't know how we're going to get there. We have to rely on Elon Musk to get us there. But they did say that they believe the atmosphere is almost identical to Earth, and that there's a good chance there's water on this planet,
Ooh, that's awesome.
and in similar size, at least from what they can tell based on what they were looking at. Their sun's much smaller, so it's probably not as warm, but interesting
That is
that they
pretty
finally
interesting.
found one,
Yeah, not
right?
not shocking, but yeah, that's very interesting.
Yep, I know they've been looking, trying to find some place, and Elon Musk, I saw this weekend, he said something, he'd be disappointed that if we hadn't reached Mars in the next 5 years.
Oh, it's not that doesn't surprise me either. I saw this morning, kind of like science news, and on that
Mhm.
same tip that I don't know what company is doing it, but they're starting testing next year on a plane, a jet or whatever that can go from Tokyo to New York in an hour. And they said they're planning on having it up, ready, and working for flights by 2025. An
Interesting.
hour.
Remember when they had the Concorde? When the Concorde first made it, like, from London to New York in, like, an hour.
That was
I mean, that was a huge deal,
mhm.
but it's interesting because they're making such great strides, and at the same time, we're also dealing with, wanting everything to be electric, right? So you've got no fossil fuels, you've got jets. And
Right.
you've got go to Mars, or you've got ride the tram.
Right. The
So
juxtaposition of that is either right, 100%.
but yeah, Denise's good point. She says, "Wouldn't a flight that fast make you puke?" I think I wonder what the G's are on that. How could you do that? Seriously, the G
You
force.
probably I bet it's such a gradual up to the peak, and then when you get finally acclimated to it or whatever, then
Yeah,
you go,
I
and then you
wonder.
start on quick, yeah.
As they say, and isn't that similar to cooking a frog in a slowly warming pot of water and boil, right? It just
Yep,
slowly gets warmer. You don't realize the
don't
fact
even
that you're going
realize
so
it.
fast that your skin should be ripping off your bones.
Yep, yep.
I'd be interested to look into that. But that is kind of cool though. Man, an hour, that's crazy. And then a new feature coming out for Android phones. iPhones apparently already have this, but they're slow rolling out the ability to delete your last 15 minutes of search history, which you can delete your search history anyway, but this is very specific, like the last 15 minutes. I mean, 15-minute increments, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. Do you have it on your phone?
Mm-mm. I mean, I don't it's
Your
I will
iPhone should
have it.
have it.
I mean, I've never looked for I don't look at anything that needs to be deleted, trust me. I actually maybe should. Some of
If
the
you
stuff I need
go
to do for work, probably should, but
go
yeah.
into your settings and look under search history, and it should have an option there to delete last 15 minutes.
Okay.
And mine doesn't have it yet. They're rolling it out for Android users, where you go into your search or search history, and then there'll be an option to delete last 15 minutes. And first, of course, most people are thinking, "Oh, that's suspect." It's like,
Right.
really? Why
That's
do
what
you
I was
need to
thinking.
delete it? But they're saying that it is
Oh, yeah, I do
actually
have it.
going to be used. You do have it?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. So they're saying the reason why they're doing it is it should be both a safety feature. Um, and the main reason that they put it on there is so, well, of course, save people the embarrassment of having weird search histories, but also could be seen as a safety feature because it can help people seek help with something without leaving a trail. Of course, you can also seek ways to get rid of someone without leaving a trail
Yeah, true.
too.
And and we've all learned that no matter what, you're deleting your search history from people in your house and maybe from work or whatever, but you're not deleting search
Yeah.
history from the police. They can always find that stuff.
I wonder. Do you think so? I
Oh,
wonder. Yeah.
100%.
More than
They on Dateline a couple of weeks ago, they found somebody. They were boasted about it. They're like, "Oh, we caught this guy, whatever, because he had an app or whatever that deleted his search history, but we were able to blah 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 find it somewhere in the phone. So of course it's there.
Well, I wonder if it's because it's the operating system will make any difference.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not. I
Because
don't
it's gonna be in your Google whatever. It'll eventually be rolled out, and it'll be there whether you want it or not.
know.
What else is going on here in the world? Oh, I said okay, quickly, Jussie Smollett, he's still out right now. The part of the reason why they let him out, I just had read this week because we're all wondering how is it possible? 75 days. That's 75 days. He'd be 2, 3 weeks in now, but he went 6 days or 5 days and they let him out, was because of the appeals process. His appeals process will take longer than his sentence. So if they're appealing this, if they left him in jail, he would complete the sentence before the appeals process would be done.
Dude,
They don't expect the next round of stuff to happen until summer of 23.
that is so stupid. And he's going to spend so much money defending this when you just get in and just take it. Just go.
Mhm. Yeah, because there's no, I don't know. I don't know how. I guess they're hoping for a technicality is what they're probably hoping for, is that if you just keep doing this, something will eventually break in their favor, because the facts won't. So we know that, like
Yeah.
we know he paid the guys to quote beat him up with a check. Um and
Yeah.
they weren't as described in the police report, let's just say that. And they went back, I think they went back, they're in Africa. I know that they had gone back to their country, and they left because it was like, we're out. That's it. They had been working for him, been hired for that specific reason. And so we know what the facts are, but I think they're just hoping for a technicality to fall in their favor so that this goes away, is
Yeah.
what they're saying. So
Or
I
just
don't know,
stay in
but
jail and it goes away in 3 months.
it
And
would
it's
be
done.
done. He's 75, but he got 150 days. He had to serve 75 and he'd
But
be done.
again, when and I don't know this allegedly, when you
Mhm.
are a narcissist or you have narcissistic tendencies, you can't see things that way. So it's maybe he can't help it.
He can't help it. He can't allow for the fact that he got beat,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And he was probably one of the more popular characters on that show. He was a favorite on the show. And so it's sad because he was held up high, and he had everybody in his corner.
Yep.
That's really sad. And sad news, Maury has been canceled after 30 seasons.
I didn't know he's still on, Maury. How
Maury,
many paternity tests can you do and still be on TV?
obviously, a lot. I mean, he's been doing it. Nobody's going to know who the daddy is anymore. But yeah, Maury, he's 83 and it's been on the air since 1991. The Maury Povich show, and then it was just Maury. Then it was transferred. It had different owners through the years, but the cancellation means that Maury comes to an end with a total of 30 seasons. The talk shows, the paternity reveal tests.
Which were groundbreaking television. The
Oh
paternity
my
reveal tests were it was right up there with, and this he came after Springer, but it was right up there with when Springer was in its heyday, and there were just trashy people beating each other up on stage. That was just as good as the paternity ain't my baby thing.
Okay, so
Unbelievable.
seriously, you bring up a good point. The 90s, because he came on the air in 91. So the 80s were like the Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jerry Springer kind of genre. And
Mhm.
and they were getting more and more outrageous. And that's when you started having a lot more fights on the set. And was it Sally Jesse Raphael where they had the no
It was
oh,
Jenny Jones who had
Jenny Jones.
yeah, Jenny Jones, because she was one of the early adopters of shock, whatever, and she had a couple come on that
Yeah,
brought their friend on, and it was the couple. The guy admitted a crush on this other
on the
guy
guy.
whom they brought, and they got back home and he killed him. The
He
guy that
killed himself,
yeah.
right? Didn't he kill himself or did he kill
Um, I don't remember. I don't remember because I just actually saw something on this a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I
because
think
that
no,
was
no, he got murdered. The guy, the
that like the other guy.
the other guy was killed by the guy. Yeah.
That was in the 80s, I think 80s, early 90s, one of the two. And then Maury steps in with the paternity test and the lie detector tests. Um, crazy,
Just
crazy stuff.
fantastic television, just
And
incredible.
absolutely. But God bless him. So he is done after 30 seasons. And he said, I want to do a show as long as it's doing well and I feel like I'm doing well. He says, I don't want to do it when I'm as old as Regis. How old was Regis when he stepped? Like,
I
wait a
don't
minute,
know,
he's
maybe something.
83.
I don't know,
I'd say if they keep inviting you, keep showing up.
right? 100%.
Absolutely.
God.
Um, Speaking of inviting you and showing up to American Idol, apparently this week's going to 2 times a week prior to Hollywood Week. So they're just so you know it's on. I didn't even know it was on. But I
No.
apologize. And I'm not saying that because I saw a story about it and it's still Katie and Lionel and Luke. And they had a story. The headline was something about a former contestant's daughter auditioned. And then something else, an amazing, one of the most amazing auditions. It's kind of like the best rose ceremony ever. Kind of thing. And somebody wrote in the comments, "Oh, Lionel got emotional. Katie walked off the stage and Luke gave somebody a hug. Shocker."
Shocker. They're all playing to brand. Yep.
How about J-Lo and Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Back together and they're buying a house. They've decided they found the house they want to get. It's about $50 million and has 17 bathrooms.
Beth searched it up on Zillow the other night.
Right?
I mean, who in the hell needs 17 bathrooms? I cleaned. We have 3. I just cleaned the toilets for the first time yesterday since, like January, I think. And can you imagine? I know you have a whole team of people, but still.
Yeah, 17 bathrooms. It's crazy. And the funny thing is, so they're buying that for 50 mil. And then the next story that I happened to come across was the fact that Bing Crosby's estate sold, and this is like one of those, I think it was in Rancho Mirage, and it's one of those storied mansions where it had all the parties and all, like Bing Crosby and all the Rat Pack, right? You had all those stars, the JFK, they had the JFK wing of his house, because they were good buddies, and Marilyn Monroe was there and everything. It sold for $4 million. It didn't have 17 bathrooms.
Oh, back in the day, they were practical. You didn't want 17 bathrooms.
You have 17 friends. I mean, we need 17 bathrooms all at once. Can you not wait?
Right. Like if you have to go to the bathroom that bad, good Lord.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
And I see Laura just posted in the comments too. Ooh, Pat. And I get it. It's that cleaning the toilets is my responsibility, my job. And I totally slacked on it, and they needed some attention. So yes, it was very gross.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. One more Dolly update. Has nothing to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame either. You may have heard about, they've been working on a show that was going to be about her life. They wanted to do a Broadway show, which I think would be fantastic. But she said with the way things have been and trying to get everything up and running again, Broadway, etc., she'd rather do a movie. And she wanted to take a look at some possibilities of who could play her and who would play Porter Wagner. Porter Wagner's the guy that discovered Dolly Parton in the 60s, right? So he was really influential, and they had a TV show together and they performed together all over the place. So who would she want to play Porter Wagner? And if you have any idea of who Porter Wagner is, he used to wear his Western suits, and they had all kinds of, they were bedazzled. Basically, they were bedazzled completely. Rhinestones everywhere. And she said her number one pick to play Porter Wagner, Jim Carrey.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of out of the box thinking. I kind of like that. That could be very good. And as far as who would play her, Kelly Clarkson's on the list. There are a couple others, but she says, I've been around so long, we're going to need several Dollys. So we need little Dolly, we need middle Dolly.
We're going to be like a This Is Us movie where you have every character has their different decades of person that plays them. Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be several Dollys to make it through the movie. So that could be a lot of fun too. But I look forward to that because I think that'll be really good.
Yeah. I do too.
And then really, Pat, all we've got left, unless you've got something else you wanted to throw in here, is we have the crescendo.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
We saw this video, and the audio, don't even need the video. You'll just need the audio because everybody knows what Wheel of Fortune is. And there was a contestant that had been on Wheel of Fortune, and this was a while back, but I'd never seen this before or heard it. Had you?
No, I had not. And judging by the quality of the video, you're right. It's been a minute since this was on, but I can't believe that we hadn't seen that or heard this.
It was right before the pandemic when this happened. So like maybe 3 years ago ish.
Okay.
Something like that. But all you got to do is listen, and then we'll talk.
Hey, on a free play.
Excuse me.
That's right. I didn't hear. All I heard was a noise. Oh, yeah, 2 O's. Yeah. I just heard a sound. Unidentified.
Oh, man. Bankrupt.
Do it again.
500.
F.
There's it.
What F? Yes.
There was just a big F a little bit ago. Just one more time. Oh, this is funny.
One more time.
Hey, on a free play.
Excuse me.
Wow. I thought that has such moisture.
Clarity.
It was her
Oh,
mouth.
moisture.
Well, it does. It sounds like she does. Listen. Hold on. Let's play it one more time.
Excuse me.
I mean, that is like serious.
It's almost like she's mic'd up.
Right. Like, where's your lav mic at, lady? That's one of those moments, and we've all been there where you're sitting there and you're like, I can't move. I just have to sit here because and then poor lady is on Wheel of Fortune and she
Excited.
has to lunge. I mean, the worst thing ever when you're holding the toot in is to lean forward and then do anything with your upper body ever. And that's exactly what she has to do right here.
Excuse me.
That's right. I didn't hear.
And there, Pat, you lied. You did not hear anything.
No. Pat just heard a noise. He just heard a noise. That's all he heard was a noise.
Universal sound.
So Wheel of Farts. There you go.
Oh,
And that's
fun.
Monday.
Okay. You guys, thanks for listening and watching. Thanks again to Centris for your support of our podcast. And we're live every Friday and Monday on Facebook, YouTube. And it's the wrong one. I played the intro. There we go. Instagram. No, not Instagram. Twitter, which just started a couple weeks ago. YouTube and Facebook. So
There you go.
thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. Have a great one.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media Production.